Yeah, let's see if this works. Looks a little weird to me. Never mind. So, if anybody is watching this right now, this is an experiment. Yeah, decided I might want to do something other than just aggregate happy news stories. So I thought I'd give this a shot, and I know the audio is probably really bad because I do not have a long enough cable for the microphone that I normally use. And if I decide that I'm going to do this regularly, then I'll go ahead and get that extra long cable so I can get the audio that I want in here to do this. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Man, it's always weird. Technical difficulties are always fun. Uh, but anyway, so what I thought I would try to do, and you know what? Let me try something else real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so yeah, some weird stuff happening. Okay, I'll go ahead and just go with it and see what we can do here. So, uh, just because I couldn't think of anything else to do on this, I am going to do what I do with ramen, instant ramen, because yeah, I don't have any real good ramen noodles. And if any of you know me well enough, you know that I am a menace in the kitchen and really should only be in here to clean after Karina, who is a wonderful cook, has actually cooked something delicious. So, but I'm going to do my best. I'm just going to show you what I do with ramen because sometimes I just want the flavor of umami and I want a lot of it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the water on to boil. Shouldn't take too long because I kind of pre-boiled the water before I started doing this whole thing. We'll drink some of my tea because we keep it very cold in here. Karina had a full hysterectomy about 5, 6 years ago now, and as such, uh, she is very prone to hot flashes, and so basically year round we keep the temperature in here to about 65 degrees, even in the winter. So I have learned to just wear thicker clothing, which is fine. Really doesn't affect me too much. I hope everybody's doing good. Um, it's Sunday already, although what is a weekend, right? But I'm fortunate enough to, knock on wood, have a day job, so I do still have weekends, and they do seem to go by just as quick as ever. So hope everybody else is doing well. How are you doing? What are you guys doing? If you're new here, you can comment, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or Periscope or whatever. And I do see the comments in the little window down below. And yeah, so say hi. And if you do, tell me where you're calling from. Calling from. It's not a call-in show, Ken. Tell me where you're watching from because I'm always interested to know that. All right, so the water is boiling. Yay, water. Okay. Let's see if the camera will do the thing I want it to do. Yay! Look at that. Okay, so obviously you don't need a lot of boiling water. We're not boiling fresh pasta or anything. So I'm just gonna pull up the ramen in there, and notice what I'm not adding. I'm not adding the sauce pack or the spice packet. So we'll just let that cook for a little bit. Oh, I miss going out for ramen. There's a couple of very good ramen shops here in Reno, and it saves me from going into the kitchen and making a mess and possibly blowing the kitchen up. I'm okay at baking because there are very specific directions for baking, but not so much anything else. I have no knife skills. That's the really distressing thing. I'm really not good at the knife cuts. Come back in here and just kind of stir this around a little bit. Break it up somewhat. I do not cook my noodles for very long because I prefer firmer texture noodles. Don't like my noodles to be soggy, so what's the normal time we're supposed to cook this stuff for? About 3 minutes. So okay, not too bad. All right, I think that's probably close enough. So if you give me a second, I'm going to pour the water out of the pan here. I'll be right back. Do 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 do. There we go. Okay, so there we are. We have our noodles, our dry noodles, and put them back over the heat just a little bit to kind of keep drying out the noodles because I'm weird and I like my noodles a little drier. So now, see if I can move this to where we get a better shot of the bowl. I can probably do better than that. Okay, that works a little bit better. You can actually kind of see the bowl. And no, Charles, I am not going to start humming Baby Shark. I promise. All right, so let's just get the kind of sticky noodles. Sticky, sticky noodles. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Into the bowl. Come on. Let go. There we go. That over there. That's probably still too warm to put the cover back on. Okay, so now we have our dry-ish noodles, and now is when you go ahead and add the beef seasoning. It helps if you have enough skills, and this is again why I don't get into the kitchen very often, because I suck at it. And I don't add the whole packet all the time. It's a mood thing, actually, as to whether or not I'll add the whole packet of seasoning. So I think we'll go ahead and do that. Just mix this in here. And again, the whole reason I do this is one, I like the texture of the ramen this way. And this just gives me a more intense umami flavor. And then I'm going to add some of the low sodium soy sauce, just a little bit. Don't need too much of that. It gives you a little bit of liquid back in with the noodles. Kind of stir it in, give it as much coverage as you can. It's hard. If I'd been smart, and again, this is why I'm not in the kitchen, I would have done this in a slightly bigger bowl, and then transferred it to a smaller bowl. Okay, I'll be right back. I like that Charles says it needs hot dogs. You know, if you've got ramen, it's your ramen to do with what you will. I'm going to need a different one of these. And then last but not least, Kraft 3 cheese blend, if you can find it. This is hard to find anymore at the store, I've noticed. And again, don't want to go too crazy with it, but yeah, good stuff. So we'll go ahead, kind of mix that in a little bit. And yeah, so that is my Umami Bomb ramen noodles. So yeah, as they say, itadakimasu. Mm. I really do love this stuff. I mean, if you're going to have cheap ramen, and this is in no way a gourmet recipe of by any stretch of anybody's imagination, but it is good. And you know, people have been hacking ramen for years, but this is my favorite way to do it. Again, by not cooking the noodles as long as recommended, they have a better texture, a little more al dente, I guess. Really like it. No offense. I'm glad you're married, Charles says. Yeah, me too. Before Karina and I got married, I was living off of, stuff that came in cans. And occasionally I would cook spaghetti noodles and put Italian salad dressing on them. And that was a meal for me. Mm, this is so good. Okay. So, anyway, um, yeah, I just wanted to see how this setup was going to work because controlling all of the cameras and everything from the kitchen when the actual computer that has all the software on it is like back there. Wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do this. And again, I apologize for the quality of the audio because right now I'm just using the built-in microphone in the camera that is doing the food view. So the camera that's in this is the one that I'm using. Single guys eat weird. Yes. Yes, they do. Absolutely. 100%. We do eat weird. So yeah, I think I might do this more often. It wouldn't hurt me, I guess, to be more proficient in the kitchen at something other than baking cookies, because anybody can bake cookies. But I really should become more proficient at cooking. Camera looks better than normal show. Oh, um, that's because in this setup, for my main camera, I am using my iPhone, my iPhone 10R, and for the food cam is the camera that I usually use for my main camera during the normal weekday show, which is my um, Logitech C922 webcam, which does a good enough job, but obviously the cameras in that are not nearly as good as the ones that are in an iPhone. So, but thank you. That's cool. Stouffer's lasagna, yeah, Stouffer's lasagna is good. I keep having to squint to see um, the comments because I haven't figured that part out yet. I need to enlarge those somehow. But yeah. So anyway, well, what happens if I do? Oh, I see. That tells me how many people are watching. So there's two of you watching, apparently. Nice. Okay. Anyway, I'm kind of blathering. We could send dinner suggestions. Oh, hi, Nicole. Hello. We could send dinner suggestions. That could be fun. Yeah, if there's something that you would like me to try to cook on camera during a live stream. Okay, but I'm going to ask you to keep in mind the scarcity of some ingredients right now during the whole quarantine situation. Um, but yeah, maybe maybe once a week I will take suggestions on a meal that I could cook, um, and I'll do that. I was trying to figure out something else to do for the morning show, so maybe I can come up with just some quick breakfast type recipes that I could do during the morning live stream for the half hour. They'd have to be really quick though, since I only have a half hour for the morning show. It just feels a little boring to be what do you call it? Recapitulating, reusing positive news stories from other places. I mean, granted, a lot of my audience, the five of you that there are, haven't seen a lot of the stories maybe that I put on there, but It's not the most entertaining thing. Okay, enough eating on camera. So yeah, it's cool that this works, and I will continue to kind of fine tune this whole process. And Nicole, Charles, if you guys have any suggestions on stuff you would like to see me do on the morning show, let me know. Because, yeah, I'm getting kind of not burnt out, but it's not very interesting for me either. I like finding the positive stories, and it is important for my brain health to search them out, but I don't know. Looking for something else to do. Anyway, that's it. I won't keep you any longer. This was just a grand experiment. You're making me hungry. Okay. Well, then I will call this experiment a success, Nicole. Thank you. And yeah, so now I've got to take all the equipment down and clean up the kitchen, although I didn't make too much of a mess. One thing I want to share with you guys, though, this is cool. Hold on. One thing about this pot is the greatest pot ever, and I will tell you why. It's not because of the pot, it's because of the lid. Because the lid, as you can see, has holes in it. Those are for straining. Those are for draining water. And you can see there's lips on either side, right? So this goes in there, and then you can just drain the liquid right out without having to have a separate colander. It's freaking awesome. I love it. I don't understand why all saucepans, don't have that as a built-in feature right out of the gate. Brilliant. So that's fun. And I think this is it's Calphalon. It's Calphalon, and I got it at Walmart like 2-3 years ago now. Beautiful. Anyway, if you can find one of those, trust me, you're going to want it in your kitchen. It's a lifesaver. All right, that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30 for the regular show in whatever format that ends up taking. But yeah, thanks for joining me for my little experiment, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. All right, take care.